Yeah, it was a fun race. You know, certainly there was a lot of challenging aspects to it, and what you had to do to keep your car cool, and whether you ran on the bottom or pushed, or how all that kind of played out. You know, it was definitely always on top of your mind. So, you know, it was exciting race, anyways, and you know, I felt like our Monster Energy Camry, we kept ourselves smart and in position much of the afternoon, and in position to capitalize there the last couple of restarts, anyways, and it seemed like every restart you had to find a new partner. You know, we'd always kind of have first and second get mixed up and have to switch lanes, but there at the end, you know, having my Cup teammate behind me, Logano, him and I worked the best together, I feel like, at pushing one another here at these restrictor plate races, and came to that again today, but wasn't sure. Was hoping these guys here would get up alongside of us, and then we'd have to drag race it, and Joey'd have to push me to the checker, but, you know, they couldn't quite get up alongside, and it gave the opportunity for Joey to make a move at the end, and you know, he deserved to win. That's what you do. That's what you do in these races, and he pushed me to the win here last time. You know, so it was cool to see those guys in victory lane again, and you know, we're not disappointed with second. Considering how Daytona went, we'll take it.
Thank you, Kyle. And also joining us now is our third-place finisher and our new points leader in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and that is Ricky Stenhouse, Jr. And he drove the number 6 Cargill Blackwell Angus Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. And, Ricky, talk about your run out there today, and you've now taken over the points lead.
It was a little up and down. I don't think our car was as strong as we thought it was, but, you know, we'll go back and get to work on it. Right, you know, started up front, got shuffled to the back, worked our way back up. When it seemed to get a little dicey, we just kind of rolled back to the back and, you know, just made sure we got to the finish. Luckily, we missed a few of those big wrecks there, and definitely helped us out. At the end there, as you know, I was trying to push Cole as hard as we could to get a draft and get up beside those guys, and then fan out at the finish line, but just couldn't quite get there. Seemed like we were just running the same speed, and had a lot of fun at the end. It's just crazy. We run all day, and then, you know, it doesn't get exciting until the last 3 laps.
Cole Whitt came in 4th today. Great showing out there today at Talladega. Your thoughts about how the 88 Chevrolet performed?
You know, I think it performed pretty good. Definitely. You know, I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot, you know, and even learned more there at the end. I've never been in that situation to be pushing for the win before, you know, and you know, have Ricky push me was awesome because he was real smooth compared to a lot of people out there. So it was nice to be, you know, under control. But I think one of the things I learned there at the end, you know, I mean, all day we kind of just stayed out of trouble. Just kind of made sure we stayed in the bottom, kept our car cool, make sure we weren't, you know, overheating or tearing our nose off it. So, you know, just kind of rode around a lot. And then when we had to go, we knew we could go. And, you know, just things kind of worked out getting through the wreck. But what I say I learned the most there was, you know, finally got in that situation where it's just you and, you know, 2 tandems kind of against each other. And what I learned, you know, I mean, you can really draft to that other tandem a little bit more than I probably did. And, you know, I thought I could get out there and side draft Joey a little bit, and probably just got out there too soon. And we stalled out, like, right next to him. And by the time I got back in line, it was too late. So, you know, I probably threw that one away a little bit for me and Ricky. But at the same time, you know, it was cool to race with all those guys. And I feel like our team's slowly progressing, which is kind of cool to be part of that, too.
All right, we'll take questions now from Kyle, Cole, and Ricky. If you have one, raise your hand. Start here with Jenna, and then we'll go to Stan.
Jennifer, AP. Kyle, is there any scenario where the leader on the last lap can win one of these, besides like the way Kenseth did it, I guess, at Daytona?
He was just so far out, right? Yeah. Now, when you're in tandem like that, you know, there's not much that the front car can do. I mean, I probably could have blocked Joey up the track a little bit more, and then turn down to the bottom and try to get him away from me. But I don't think you can do that. It's just so much. The rear car has so much momentum ready to go that as soon as you pull out, it seems like you're able to pull out of line. You're able to move forward on that car. So I don't know. I don't think so. I would have done it today if I knew what it was.
Stan, do you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. Kyle, it's kind of the same question in a sense, but at any time during the caution did you think, is there something I could do at getting the green flag that would put the guy behind me in front of me so that I would then be, probably in better control of what happened at the end of the race?
No, you waste too much time doing all that stuff. It's whoever's in front or behind. You just got to go. You just got to latch on and go. So that's your best opportunity to stay up front and to stay in the lead and have a shot to win. And if like I said, if these guys would have got alongside of us, then Joey would have been forced to keep pushing and to try to keep our tandem ahead of theirs, and then we could have won the race. But they never could make it to our outside. It seemed like we were either a little bit faster than them or what have you. But when you get to that point, and I was still kind of shocked. I thought, well, they're so close to us, Joey may not pull out, but he ended up doing it, which is fine. No big deal. I would have probably done the same thing.
Other questions? Jenna, go ahead. I do.
For Cole and Ricky, sort of along the lines of what I asked Kyle, so where you guys are when you restart, what are each of you thinking? How do you approach trying to run down that first two cars?
When we lined up there, I knew who I was going with. I mean, it just plays out. You got to go with whoever, the two cars in front of you go, the next two go. So I knew I was going to push Cole, and there's a lot of things that we've learned through these races, especially the tandem ones that we've ran, and it was tough. If I could have talked to Cole, I could have told him what I thought to do, but it's his first situation there, so you can get really close and just sit on the outside and try to suck them apart, and I'm sure that's what he was trying to do. You can't really see from the back, so I was just pushing as hard as I could.
Yeah, I mean, spotters told me, Ricky was going to go with me, but, I've been dumped a lot throughout the day with different partners. But but Ricky gave me a little shot off into 3. I figured that was a key little sign that he was going to go with me. So, we were pretty good. Like I said earlier, the biggest thing I learned was I probably could have used the draft a little bit more. I was afraid, I've never drafted with tandems. We practiced with tandems and all that, but you're the only two cars on the racetrack. That was the first time where it's, tandem and tandem kind of going against each other. And, I was afraid that I didn't know how much of a suck-up I could get off of the other two cars and not get away from Ricky. And there was a couple of times where it would get off him, and I had to kind of just barely tab the brakes just to get him back to me. And so I was kind of, trying to play with both, depending on. And I really we were like I think an inch from getting to the 18 side, and but if you didn't get there, you stalled out for sure. So. It was a good race. I loved it. I grew up racing sprint cars with Ricky, so it's pretty cool to, line up here at Talladega. Think about how far our lives have changed and how far we've come. It's been pretty cool.
Let's go, Stan.
Yeah, Kyle, the thought just crossed my mind. Is there anything in those last 2 laps that you learned that could apply to tomorrow?
If you're leading, being pushed, plan on finishing second. That's it.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. Sorry. I would have loved to have tried to figure it out, and I tried pulling low and just getting away from Joey as quick as I can once I felt him, going to my outside. So I tried to see if I couldn't just on my own have enough momentum to beat him to the stripe, but it didn't quite work. Start-finish line's probably 100 feet too far down the front stretch.
Go ahead, Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Kyle, there were some sustained pushes today for a lot longer than we've sort of led to believe are going to be possible with Cup cars tomorrow. Are the cars that much different, or have you guys just figured out a way to do it?
No, cars are that much different. The Cup cars run hotter than what these ones do in the draft. Mine, I could actually get it, if I really, really tried hard, I could get it down to like 230 or so, and then that would give you about a lap to be able to push. Or 2, I guess, today. But Cup cars, they're running 240 already. So pulling out and getting it cooled down, by the time you get hooked up and start going in tandem, you're already 240, and that's where my gauges turn red. They don't want to go hotter than that. So that's it.